How's it going? And today I'm going to be talking about discipline and what that is. Discipline refers to a practice of training oneself or others to follow code of behavior, rules, or principles. It involves self-control, obedience to authority, and the ability to regulate one's actions and behavior in accordance with established norms and guidelines. Discipline is important in various aspects of life, including education, work, personal development, and maintaining order in society. Discipline can manifest in different forms, such as self discipline, which involves individuals managing their own behavior and adhering to their own goals and values, or external discipline, where authority figures or institutions enforce rules and regulations to maintain order and ensure compliance. What can you really control? Perhaps you can. I would definitely recommend for everyone to control themselves to the best possible way. Other than that, you perhaps the only thing what you will be doing is setting norms and principles for others, and you will try to control others. And I mean, you could try doing that and see how it will work, I guess. Some key aspects of discipline include self-discipline, the ability to control one's impulses, emotions, and actions, even then faced with temptations or distractions. This often plays a crucial role in achieving personal growth and professional goals. Discipline in education. Students are expected to follow classroom rules, complete assignments on time, and engage in learning with focus and dedication. Academic discipline is essential for academic success. Discipline in the workplace. Employees are expected to adhere to company policies, meet deadlines, and work efficiency. Workplace discipline ensures productivity and a harmonious work environment. Perhaps if there's anything else I could highlight health and safety, and especially in the workplace, where things definitely can get out of hand many times. Discipline in parenting. Parenting often use discipline to teach their children appropriate behavior, values, and boundaries. Effective parenting disciplines methods vary but aim to promote positive development. Discipline in sports and fitness. Athletes and individuals pursuing fitness goals rely on discipline to maintain training regime, follow nutrition plans, and stay committed to their objectives. Discipline in military. Military personnel adhere to strict code of conduct and follow order to maintain order, security, and operational effectiveness. Only by I'm talking about discipline for a reason. I do understand both sides, why it can be double-edged sword, I guess. But overall, without discipline, I can't even imagine how to manage very large, complex projects. I can't even imagine how to do it without discipline. Discipline can be learned and cultivated over time throughout practices and reinforcement. It is often seen as valuable trait that contributes to personal growth, success, and the smooth functioning of various institutions and societies. Perhaps in the beginning, it depends of how would you structure your team. Would that be yourself overseeing perhaps five people? Many times, a lot of organizations would see one person overseeing five people. It depends on the different company structures, but that's how hierarchy would work most of the time. If one person overseeing five people, more or less it's okay. If one person has to oversee more than five people, usually that's where problems can begin, as well as so if you have your supervisor, or is some situations where I've been way too many times people struggle with discipline, right? And then from there, if you progress in perhaps to line manager as well as perhaps shift manager, that would be perhaps from 5, perhaps 20, or perhaps up to 50 people, if not more, right? So if you managing very complex systems and you have strict time windows in which some of the tasks need to be completed, and if you would like to stress test all the systems that you build within your organization, and if there's some things out of order and some people or perhaps machine or whatever that might be not able to pull their own weight, right, and they causing problems, all the systems, all the processes that you have in place might start falling to pieces. It could be a matter of 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks, and those imperfections or any friction will definitely show over time within the systems that you build. And to have everything working smoothly, everyone should understand how to operate and work within the teams and operate particular tasks and how to manage different projects. It's one of the key areas how to do that. It's consistency, discipline, and building all those systems. One of the ways how you can build discipline when it comes to managing your overall time, that would be having a journal and structuring your time, day, and if you would begin with time and making most of the 24 hours that you have, you can from there you can progress. If you are interested, perhaps managing your finances and have more, at the very least, managing your personal budget and having more freedom when it comes to your personal budget, since you would know where your money is coming from, where it's going. That would be just one of the areas that you could focus on, as well as personal development, some of the tasks across the day, as well as perhaps professional development, physical activity, time management, core values, overall dictionary, and understanding. You can find this journal in the description below, as well as top retailers has this journal as well. Thank you. I want to take a look at an example in sports. I have read a lot about it myself, and if there is anything, there is perfection in very small tasks. Once you perfect very small tasks, you can progress in perhaps more complex and larger tasks. But especially in sports, if I have to share an example, that would be discipline when it comes to athletes' routines and overall performance. Something very simple as tying your shoelaces. Uh, if you would begin with that particular concept, how you're tying your shoelaces, and from there progressing to doing larger and bigger things, but at least you have the fundamentals right. Once you have those right and you keep repeating the same, you don't need to reinvent it. You would solve that problem exactly the same way every single time. If you're struggling with anything or you see any issues down the line within 2 or 3 hours of tying your shoelaces, perhaps you need to try tying your shoelaces differently. But you should not necessarily look for within the shoelaces in this particular concept when it comes to sports. If you would get that kind of problem sorted in the first place, you can progress and focusing on different aspects within the sports, what really matters, your performance within the sports, and perhaps think about strategies how you can approach sports. But when it comes to tying your shoelaces, that's that would be definitely one of those areas where I would extremely recommend what I want to focus on and begin with fundamentals. Imagine you're a basketball player. Before every game or practice, you need to tie your shoelaces securely. While this may seem like a mundane task, it embodies several aspects of discipline in sports. Consistency. Discipline in sports often means doing the same things constantly. Tying your shoes at the same way every time. Ensure that they are securely fastened, reducing the risk of tipping yourself and injuring during the game. Attention to details. Athletes pay close attention to details, no matter how small. Tying your shoelaces properly in a small detail, but it would be not as a task itself, but overall how you approach certain tasks. Performing those tasks and mastering some of the tasks that you have, and having overall routine. Many athletes have pre-game, pre-practice routines. Uh, taking care of your shoes, just small aspects of overall certain routines, how you're doing things, and mastering those routines. And if those routines should solve your overall problem or issue that you have, as well as you could focus once you got that area taken care of, you can focus on different areas and overall aspects when it comes to perhaps managing certain areas. Overall risk reduction, discipline in sports often includes minimizing risks, and that would be one of those areas that I would highly recommend everyone to focus on, reducing risks and work from there. As well as professionalism, professional athletes know how the discipline and attention to detail is important to overall performance, and having that mastery of those small tasks within when it once those small tasks come together, you can see why one person will stand out from the rest. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.